Oh, all right. Hello there, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Let's see. Today I am feeling so much better. Yesterday, we were supposed to be doing a stream on, was it Rune Factory? Like the latest Rune Factory game? But man, I felt so terrible. So I ended up canceling yesterday's stream. And then as soon as I canceled it, I went and like slept on my couch for about like 4 hours or so. Then I woke up, got some dinner, watched a little bit of YouTube for a couple hours, then went back to sleep for another about like 10 hours or so. And then, man, I felt so much better after all that. So I'm glad, because I was really nervous that if I was actually getting like sick and stuff, I wouldn't be able to do today and tomorrow's stream with Shadowverse Worlds Beyond. But now that I'm feeling better, we can go ahead and do some Shadowverse today. Although today might be a bit of a short stream, considering the fact that I don't really want to play too much of the old Shadowverse game. Really, I just kind of want to spend all of my resources and kind of get everything up and ready for when Worlds Beyond comes out. Because, well, I say up and ready, I don't really think we have to do much, because I feel like it's going to be automatically transferred over. But we got to spend all of our resources, make sure that we're all good to go. And then maybe we'll reminisce on a couple of stuff here and there and say goodbye to Shadowverse before Worlds Beyond comes out. I guess technically in a couple of hours, but I won't be playing it in a couple hours because I'll have to do a bunch of things like link up accounts and all this stuff. So we'll be doing it tomorrow. I will play a little bit probably on my own beforehand, but I'll make sure to at least keep like the story and everything else completely fresh, because I am very curious to see how things like I'm curious. I'm so excited for tomorrow, in all honesty. I've been waiting so long for Worlds Beyond. I feel like, because it was supposed to come out last year. In fact, I think Worlds Beyond was supposed to come out in fall of last year, maybe winter. No. Actually, it may have been even earlier before that. It might have been summer. So I think they held it back a whole year. But looks like it's finally coming out. So I'm excited. And I think we are good to go. So let us, I'm trying to get everything set up. Let's jump on into the game. Nope. And here we are. Boom. You know what? Let me make sure everything's up and running on... I always forget to double check to make sure that we do end up going up on YouTube and Twitch. And yep, we're all good. All right. Well, here we go. Here's our background, which I was lucky to get, I think, 2 different backgrounds. So we also got this one too. But personally, since I'm a dragon main, I love this one over here. And I have about 2,000 crystals. I didn't realize that I still had some crystals on my account. I must, because the crystals don't carry over from the PC to mobile version. And I've been checking the mobile version. I don't have anything on there. So I forgot that I had about 2,000 here. Oh, hello there, Berto. How's it going? I'm doing well myself. I'm just preparing myself here for Shadowverse Worlds Beyond tomorrow. So let's see. We've got a couple of crystals. And when I was looking forward... And when I was looking through everything, I feel like I might end up buying these leaders, which I know leaders and stuff don't transfer over into the new game, but we do get some cosmetics and stuff if we do. So I think I'm going to go ahead and buy this pack over here. And then we'll probably spend our gold on some card packs and stuff before we kind of end it out. Just go ahead and buy this and test out. Boom. And then let's see. What were the leaders exactly that this gave us? If we go to profile here. I think one of them was a dragon. Yep. Yeah, so we got this one here.
The flow must endure.
Ooh. Although I didn't mean to change it right there, because personally this is my favorite dragon one, 3-0. Oh, in fact, you know what? Let me save this profile stuff for the end as I go through and talk about all of my stuff here. Because what I think I'll do is let me go ahead and buy a bunch of card packs. I think there's still a couple of leaders that I sort of want to try to get. Because I think we can go ahead. Which one do I want to get? It's the... There's a swordcraft one that I really want that I've never been able to get before. Nope. Is it you? Yes, this one. I want this character right here. I feel like I've gotten so close to getting her. The Bloodcraft one would be pretty cool too. And same thing with the portal. Do I have any of these? Bloodcraft. We don't have the leader, and I don't believe I have any of the portal craft either. Yep. So let's go ahead and just spend all of our 9,000 rupees here. I think that should give us 90 packs. Boom. Let's go. Now, since this is a throwback rotation, I believe we should be getting an increase on leader cards here. I should double check that actually before buying. But let's see. I'm so interested to see how this is going to work in Shadowverse Worlds Beyond as well. Because I believe they said that they're giving us one free pack every single day. Which will be very nice. Although I think that free pack does not count towards any of the... like, it doesn't give you pack points, which you can use to then redeem for either card... I think... I know you can redeem the card packs to get the, like, full art illustrations for stuff. But I don't know if you can redeem card packs to get anything else. Ooh. Okay, 2 legendaries there. That's actually very nice. I think I've already gotten these, though. Ooh, okay, another legendary. We're kind of burning through all of our luck right here. We're kind of hoping for a leader card, though. Nothing. So yeah, like, I think it's going to be really fun in Worlds Beyond. As well, like, I'm so looking forward to, whatchamacallit? Like, the collecting system. They have this cool, like, binder system for all the cards and everything. It looks so much better than the way that Pokemon Pocket does it. And I think that's going to be so cool to, like, actually just collect the cards and everything. So honestly, I'm just super hyped for Worlds Beyond. Yeah, okay, so leader cards do have an increased draw rate here. So 90 pulls, we got a bunch of legendaries, but looks like we already kind of got those. So let's see, we got 80 more packs to get through. And honestly, I'll have to see what I want to do as well tomorrow. Because I do want to do a bunch of card pack openings too. It's going to be how much I want to spend, though, is going to be the big thing. Although they do have... Like, I believe they were saying that you can actually buy crystals and stuff off of the Cygames store instead of buying it through, like, Apple and stuff. Which is really cool, because it's... I think they said it's going to be a little bit cheaper if you do it that way, too. Oh! Oh! Wait, is this the leader? This might be the Bloodcraft leader. Okay, okay. Because that is the leader card. I don't know if it's the correct card art or not, but let's see. That'll be great if we at least get one of them. Even though I was hoping for the Storecraft, but whenever, what is it? It's like the thing that you always want is always the last thing you get. And what's interesting is in World Beyond, instead of it being like a card that you get in the pack, it's going to be a ticket that you can use to redeem to get... Ooh. Actually, I think we got that last pack too. It's going to be a ticket that you can use to redeem to either get the leader or some of the card art or a bunch of other different stuff too. Oh! All right. Did we just get both of the leaders here? Hold up, hold up. Yep, so we got the Bloodcraft one. And then we got the okay, okay. Nice, nice. I don't really care about this guy. So let's see, is there any other ones I can try to grab real quick? Ooh. I wouldn't mind her. I already have him. But having a dark Jean wouldn't be bad. Let's see. There's her. I'm pretty sure I already have a Phoenix. And then the robot. This one I feel... Oh, I did always want this one. To be honest. Oh, the problem is like I've already gotten like just about every other leader from this set, haven't I? Because yeah, I do already have that leader. There wasn't a Swordcraft one. Wasn't a Runecraft. I do have this one for the leader. Shadow's the one I'm missing. I do have the Bloodcraft. And was there a Portalcraft one? No. So I have every other one except for this one right there. I already have all these ones too. You know what? I really do want the Shadowcraft one. Let's go ahead and pull. Let's see some pulls here. Maybe we'll get lucky. Ooh, I'm trying to see, because I can't tell if there's like special animations when you open up card packs on whether or not you get a leader. It's really hard. I don't think there is any, and I'm just like having this copium every single time I open it up thinking that there's going to be something special. But I do hope that that's something that they do change with the Worlds Beyond and is making the opening a little bit cooler. I mean, it's so fun. Don't get me wrong, but it could always be a bit more flashier. Oh, you know, I wonder, since it's a bronze card that they're giving us here, I may end up picking it up without even realizing it, because I don't know if it would flash like the other cards do. Because usually leaders are legendary cards. But since this one's a bronze card, I don't know how they'll handle that. Nope. Hello there, Fran. Thank you for stopping by. Right now, I'm just using up all of my currency before Worlds Beyond comes out tomorrow. Yes, yes. I am feeling so much better. So yesterday, what was it? I was feeling really bad in the afternoon. And what I ended up doing is I sent out that tweet, and then I instantly I got on my couch. I slept for about like 4 hours. I woke up. I went for a little bit of a walk because I'm like, I need at least some exercise to be kind of healthy. So I walked outside for a little bit to get some fresh air. Then I had some dinner, watched like YouTube and stuff for a couple hours. And then I went to bed and got like another like 12 hours in or something. So, yep. Yeah. So overall, it's like I got a lot of sleep in, which was just very good. And I felt so much better in the morning today. Okay, so we didn't get any leaders this time. Oh, but we did get some new cards. So what I'm trying to do right now is I'm trying to spend up all of my currency. We've got some gold. I ended up using up with the crystals that I had. And I'm hoping... I kind of want to get this leader card right here. Because I've always wanted her, and I missed her the first time around. I think I have like all... Actually, wait, do I have this one? Let me see. I have the fairy one. Oh, but I don't have this one either. Okay. I wouldn't mind getting this one too. And since this is like a special rotation pack that they have here, we do have an increase on leader card. So I'm hoping we can get it. Although this stuff doesn't actually transfer over into Worlds Beyond. Like what I believe they said is that what will transfer over into Worlds Beyond is like your stats and everything for all of your decks. And then leaders and other stuff will be turned into like cosmetics for your house. Well, I say house, I think it's more like your room and everything. Like, cause you'll get your own custom room and an avatar in Worlds Beyond. So they'll give you a little bit of extra cosmetics and stuff for that. So I think if you get a leader card, you get like a poster that you can then hang up in your room so that other people can see. Which is very cool. And the this version of Shadowverse also isn't going away from my understanding. You'll still be able to play it. I don't know if you'll still be able to unlock everything or not, or how that'll like transfer over and everything. But I'm very curious to see how tomorrow's going to go. Because I'm so excited for this. Right. It won't shut down. It's still going to be up. It might be hard to find matches, though, considering most people are going to probably be playing the new game. Ooh, we got this guy again. But I do think that that's nice that they're still keeping the original one up. Just in case, because to be real, I still didn't do the story. I really wanted to try to complete the story at some point, and then I got lazy and never actually finished the story here. So at some point, I do need to go back and do the story, just so I can have a good understanding of it. Because I'll actually, after we open up this pack, I'll show you guys how much story they have for this game. And I believe all of it was voiced except for... I know there was some stuff during COVID where they may have had trouble voicing everything. So I don't remember if they ever handled that or not. Well, hang on. So this guy is a leader, but I already have him, so nothing too new here. Yeah, so let me go over, because if we go to the solo stuff, story. Yeah, so this is all the story that they have. They broke it up into sections here. The special stuff is like the in-between stuff that they have for each of these worlds. So I did the first story. I did Guild Wars. I did the first half of this, which is like the machine world, but I never did the land world, this like nature world that they had over on this section. And then I never did the cowboy world or the vampire world. And then I think these were the last like two worlds or like story stuff that they had. So unfortunately, didn't quite finish all that stuff up. But at some point, eventually I'll go back and do it. But it was very good. And it was all voice too. Except for maybe some stuff during COVID. But it was all voice, and the new story in Shadowverse Worlds Beyond is also going to be voiced as well, completely in English. So I think that's going to be great. I always love a good story, especially for TCGs, where it's like they have a story, so that way when you get the cards, you know what the cards are all about, and you have like a better kind of connection to them. Because Magic used to do this as well with their like cards and everything, where they would have a whole story for like the setting and everything that you were going to, and they still do this, but it's kind of it's kind of not great recently. But they still do it, and they have Worlds Beyond, or I say Worlds Beyond. Worlds Beyond the Shadowverse. I think it's Universes Beyond. I think it's Universes Beyond is what they call it in Magic, and that's where they do the crossover stuff. So like they have the Final Fantasy crossover that's happening right now. I think there's also going to be an Avatar: The Last Airbender one, which is going to be crazy. What else did they announce? They did have a SpongeBob one recently too. And I want to say there's at least one more, but I'm just not remembering what the other one's going to be for Magic. But I feel like the Final Fantasy one's been pretty popular. I know the Avatar: The Last Airbender one's going to be popular too. Oh yes, the Spider-Man one. Yes, thank you. I completely forgot about that. The Spider-Man one's going to be interesting because that's the first set. Like, it's so weird because of licensing issues, the Spider-Man cards can't be transferred into Magic Arena, which is their digital card game version of Magic. So instead, they're actually coming up with unique cards for the Spider-Man set that are exact copies of the Spider-Man cards. And it's just going to be so weird because everyone's like, well, why can't you just make those cards instead of doing this Universes Beyond stuff? Another leader card that we already have. But it's just so interesting because of licensing that they can't get the digital rights to it. Yeah. It's so interesting. I do find it as well, like, Magic has surprisingly had a lot of Hatsune Miku cards as well. Although I have not been a huge fan of their card artwork. Like, I feel like it's not very good. Some of them are okay, but a vast majority of them are not the greatest. Although, to be fair, Shadowverse has done a Hatsune Miku collab before, so maybe we'll get another one. Actually, Shadowverse did a lot of collabs, if I'm thinking about it. Like, because they did Code Geass. Ooh. Oh, yeah, I already have this guy. But they did, like, Code Geass. They did Sanrio. Hatsune Miku. What else have they done? Spy Family. I remember that one. Like, I feel like they've just done a bunch of animes and stuff. Like... So I'm looking forward to seeing what they're going to do with some of the crossovers. Now, it does think that your crossover stuff does not transfer over, from what I understand. So, like, for instance, if you got... I think if I were to go to leaders here, I don't know if you can still see the Hatsune Miku stuff. But I know they have... The Uma Musume is with Cygames itself, so this might still carry over. And same thing with Grand Blue. Grand Blue Fantasy is also another Cygames thing. Same thing with Princess Connect. I don't know. Do they still... Okay, they still have the Street Fighter stuff here. This stuff isn't... If you have these leaders, they're not going to transfer over. Yeah, I don't think you'll get any sort of cosmetics for it. But, okay. So they did have other stuff here, but it looks like they don't have it going on since the set's no longer here. But man, so many great stuff over the years. Let's see. Let's go back and finish. Let me finish spending all of my gold and everything first before I go and start reminiscing about the game too much. We don't want to get too distracted here. But man, I'm just so excited for Worlds Beyond tomorrow because, like, I feel like it's the next, like, step forward for these, like, digital card games. Because, like, the whole avatar system that they have and exploring around the world looks really cool. I hope there aren't any bugs and anything to it, but we'll see. But it looks really cool, and it reminds me of, like, the old Yu-Gi-Oh games where... Like the Tag Force games on like the PSP and everything, where you had like an avatar on the open world and you would go and challenge people out there. Ooh. And what's really cool is that they're also doing this stuff where like every weekend they'll have these like tournaments and stuff that you can play out in the open world with other people, which kind of is like it's like they're trying to bring locals into like the digital form, which reminds me so much of just Friday Night Magic, which is what I had so much fun with Magic the Gathering back in the day. Wait, why are you going to play? Also, are you interested in the black and white Pokemon set? I would say that I'm interested, but I've also... With just my luck of getting Pokemon cards lately, I'm not like holding up hope is kind of the thing. Oh, wait, it's coming out to... Wait, is it already out? Because I thought Japan... Like, didn't it just release in Japan recently? Or is it... Hang on, you see, that's the thing where it's like I have been so... It's been so hard to get new stuff in Pokemon that I just haven't been really keeping up with the new sets and product releases as much lately. Likely get some because it's won't. Okay. I'll definitely take a look at that and see. Gotcha. Okay. Oh, okay, so it's just the pre-orders and then they'll have everything open. Okay. It's like I've been trying, like I think I figured out when my target or one of the targets near me like refreshes their card stock and everything. But I think also everybody else found out about it because it's like there's getting more and more people that are showing up at that time. So it's like, it's just been very hard to get Pokemon stuff lately. Which is why I am looking forward to that card show, because then I should be able to at least finish off a couple of sets there, but, or at least one set. I need to try to look at what I want. But yeah, it's like, I hope the scalping and all the other stuff disappears soon, but we'll see. Oh. But yeah, the black and white stuff does look very cool. And I like how they're going back to the, like, cause this is the first set in a while for Pokemon where they have the two different Elite Trainer boxes, right? Cause like they used to do that a lot when Scarlet and Violet was first coming out. And then they kind of stopped doing that. And then now they're going back to it, which I think is kind of cool. Like I always like the kind of getting those special promos and everything. Oh, the drops for Wednesday. Okay, okay. That's good, that's good. But it's also interesting they're going back to black and white. Wait, was black and white... Wait, when did they... Weren't they going to add in Megas at some point? Reintroduce Megas into the TCG? Am I already like... Hang on. I am so bad. Let me take a look. TCG Collector. I don't know. Maybe that was in Destin's Rivals, was that? Or is it in black and white? Okay, okay. I haven't looked at the actual card set itself to see what's in it. But that'll be... I think that'll be very cool, because I would love to get Megas and stuff back in the game. Because Megas has always been like my favorite mechanic. And I'm very much looking forward to how the new like Pokemon game, like that online battle game that they're coming out with, like how that's going to handle everything. Because it looked like you'll be able to do both like Mega Evolutions, Terra, Gigantamax, like everything in one game. So that'll be pretty cool. I think it's going to be about Z. Ooh. Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, because when does... Ooh. When does Pokemon ZA come out? Because, like, I've heard some really good things about... whatchamacallit? The Pokemon Scarlet and Violet on the Switch, too. Like, I've heard that it looks absolutely amazing. And that it runs, like, super well. But I haven't... Like, I don't have a Switch 2 yet, but when I saw, like, how clean Scarlet and Violet was running, it made me almost want to get a Switch 2. Not gonna lie there. But, and then Pokemon ZA does look interesting to me. I know some people are, like, not too into it, but I think it looks pretty cool. Ooh, and we're not getting any luck on this last leader that we need. Ooh. How many more packs do we have? Do we have 30? 20. Ooh, only 20. Okay. Not quite. At least they're having the tradable stuff be decreased in Worlds Beyond, so we only need 350, I think. Ooh, that sounded different. Am I coping? Is it just me, or did that sound different? Let's see. Maybe, maybe. But yeah, it's like that looks... It's like that looks really good. I want a couple more stuff to come out on the Switch 2 first. Even though I have been seeing a lot of clips of Mario or Mario Kart World Tour, and that game looks a lot of fun too. Although surprisingly, I never did really play Mario Kart 8 too much. Which is kind of a shame, because I think there's so much stuff that I haven't unlocked in that game, but... Yeah. It's... Oh, okay. Well, technically, this is a leader card. I already have him. So maybe that's what the sound was for? Maybe we'll get lucky and get another one. Ooh. Come on. The one I want is a bronze card too. But it's a special card, so I don't know if it has the same rates of everything else. Nope, nope, nothing here. It's not quite our last pack. Ooh. Okay, we just got a legendary. I don't even remember this card here. Looks pretty cool though. All right, so this is our last 10 pack. I hate how we have this like 60 here because I'm not going to be able to completely spend it all, but this is our last 10 pack. Let's see. Yeah, it's like I want a normal, but it's not a normal. Ooh, I didn't notice any of the sounds though. You see, it did sound differently that last time. So maybe we're not in a good spot here. We'll see. We'll see. Okay. Ooh. Okay, a legendary. Not too bad. Come on. Not any of the bronze I need. You know what? We'll go reverse this time. We'll go this way. Nope. Keep going. Come on. All right. This time we'll go in the middle. Boom. Nah, nothing. Right, exactly. I'm just kind of going through and spending everything that we can. Okay, one more. Or, well, hang on, one more after this. Okay, this is truly our last one here. One by one. Nothing. All right. Yeah, and it takes that you have to get 400 to get it. So we weren't able to get this one right here, the leader card. But we were able to at least get in this one. We got both her and her in one 10 pull. So I think that's where all of our luck ended up going. And why is it saying... Oh, I got a free... Hang on. I have a free pack right here. So let's open this up. This is just a random assortment of all the sets, I believe. So, boom. Okay, yeah. Just a bunch of random stuff. And then what I'll do real quick, even though I don't think this will matter, I'm going to liquefy my old stuff here. Oh, whoops. I don't want to do select. So essentially, liquefy was the ability... Like, you could craft very specific cards that you wanted. And none of this stuff is going to carry over. But I think they'll still have the same system. So it's like what they'll have in Worlds Beyond, from my understanding, is that they'll have that liquefy system to where you can craft cards like how you want. But you can't, like in Shadowverse, you are able to, like in the base Shadowverse here, if I really wanted to, I could go to select and like completely get rid of like all of this card, for example. But in Worlds Beyond, they're not letting you do that. You have to at least have one copy of each card that you get. But you can still liquefy this stuff and craft things. And then they'll also have the point system that they'll have. Like, so for instance, in here, how they have the... Like if you see here, this point system to then pick a card. It'll work very similarly, except I think what they said, if I'm trying to remember correctly, it's like if you want... I think it's like it's $250 if you want to get a chest that gives you a random reward of either a random leader ticket, which you can use to get either a leader like a leader for your card, or an alternate art or avatar stuff. In fact, let me see if I can pull up a video real quick on it to show you guys, because I'll make things a little bit easier than me talking about it. Shadowverse. Yeah, actually here. Let me get that, and then let me quiet the game real quick. Boom. And then let me pull up. Wait, no, not browser. We want window capture. Yeah, YouTube. Yes, this one. Haha. And it's a little big. Hang on. I'm still here. We're still here. We're still here. Let me bring this all the way back down. Boom. There we go. Make this just a little bigger. There we go. Okay, so now if I play this, you'll see this is one of the leaders that you can get in the game for Portal Craft. So you'll get a ticket, and you can exchange it for either the leader itself that you can use in game. Yeah, you see, so that, wait, exchange the ticket. Yeah, so you can get the leader itself, an alternate like card art, or some stuff for your like in-game chibi model here.
Let me show you who I am.
And honestly, I always love collecting the leaders, so I think this would be really cool. But then also, like, the fact that you get, like, this stuff here as well is kind of cool, like the special... And the alternate art for the card.
I can fight.
Oh, yeah, and you can get this, like... So, okay, so let me see. So the leader pack itself gets you the leader, the card sleeve, the emblem, and the what's it, title here. And then the second one gets you the background, which if you guys can see on, let me reactivate this again. So on my Shadowverse game right here, it'll get you like this right here, which is a unique custom background, which this one isn't interactive, but from what I've been told, it is interactive with Worlds Beyond. So I think that's pretty cool. And you get the card art as well, which is very nice. And then you can also get this stuff here, which I think is very cool that they give you, like, you could dress up as the characters. So that stuff is all cool. And you get these tickets from opening the card pack itself. And if I go back, let's see if I go to their live stream here. Let me see if I can find where it was. Here it is. Yeah. Here it is right here. So what you can do is whenever you open up card packs, when you get, was it 250 for your first time or 350, or we'll go with this. If for 250 packs, you can get a random chest that gives you, or you get a lucky chest, which can give you either one of the leader tickets or one of the random full art stuff that they have. Because like these, if you go back, yeah, these. Like these are special new rares that they have, which are full art illustrations for these legendaries that you can only get by redeeming them through card pack points. Like you can't get them any other way. So this lucky chest has either the leader tickets or those full art cards. And you get a whole set of them as well. Like when you get a full art card, you get the full set. So the first one is at 250, or if you do it again, it'll be at 200. Or you could get to 350 to just specifically pick out one of those things, or 300 later. So I think in total, if you were to try to just randomly pick the stuff, it would be, maybe you're looking at 950 cards, which is almost close to 1,000 cards to get all the full art. However, people were saying that since the leader cards themselves disappear, like the leader cards disappear from the card pool once you pick them all up. So like once you get all of the leader cards for like Orochi and everything, like she no longer appears. So like this leader card would no longer appear. Oh, that's right. They have Cerberus in the game now too. But like, so if I got all the Cerberus stuff, Cerberus would no longer appear as well. So people are saying that you might be able to get it with just the lucky chest itself if you get all the leaders first. But it's really unknown how the whole thing will kind of work out. Sure, if you're happy or sad that we have to... Yeah. I mean, it is cosmetics, right? So on the one hand, it's like, I kind of get it. And you can still get stuff like this for free.
There's a ton of new places
But
to
it's like,
explore.
it'll be interesting. I think it's all going to depend on how much stuff they actually give us in game, right? And how expensive it is to buy card packs. Because I wonder... Let's go ahead and let's go back into the game real quick. Because then we can see how much... Oh, let me turn the sound back on too. There we go. So if we go here, how much is it saying? So 50 packs was about $80, which is pretty normal if you were going off of gacha rates and stuff. But they did say that they're going to be opening up a Cygames store, which you can then buy crystals and stuff from that at a reduced discount. So I wonder how much that reduced discount's going to be. And how, and if they do more bundles, because they used to do special bundles and everything as well for Shadowverse too. So maybe it won't be too bad, but we'll see. We shall see. But anyway, now that I've gotten some of this stuff here, why don't we go ahead and take a look. And I can show you guys my profile here as we kind of end the stream, or we'll end this world off. Because like the highest rank I've gotten is Master rank, which I was so happy that I ended up getting that. I never did get to Grandmaster because I never grinded it out. But I did get to Master rank, which feels very good. And overall, ooh, they have my total wins over here at 1,188. Which is probably super low. If I were to go to rankings, I'm probably not even on the board yet. Let's not worry about that. But so quite a bit. And as you can see here, Dragon was definitely my favorite. Like, I love Dragon so much. Like, being able to just summon out those big guys and everything. And especially, like, I really loved... It was a neutral card. It wasn't even a Dragon card. Let me see if I could find it here. But it was a neutral card. So if I were to go advanced search, it was a legendary card. It was neutral. I believe it costs 10. This one. Cocytus over here. This guy was so cool. Because like he would replace your deck with Cocytus cards. Which were like these cards over here, which were all like these really overpowered, like demonic cards and everything. And Dragon was so good at getting it because he's so expensive right here. And it's like, and he's coming back into Worlds Beyond as well. But this guy was just so much fun to play with. I love Cocytus. So I'm very interested to play him as well. But Dragon just had some very fun stuff. In fact, let me see if I were to go to Dragon. We'll just look at the legendaries here, but ooh, you can see the leader art that I have. Wait, is this all of them? There's no way. I swear I have more. Oh, apparently not. I guess there isn't. Oh, it's because they're all... I'm going for that. There we go. I was like, yep. Okay, I do have more dragon cards. They're just not, they just weren't all 8 cost cards. But yeah, it's like, so I think I'll probably play dragon again once World Beyond comes out. But we'll see, we'll see. Rune is also looking very good too. But if I look, it was dragon, and then I was surprised how much I actually played sword. But I did really like sword, and Shadowcraft were very fun. And as you can see, I played like no portal at all. I felt like my forest should have been a little bit higher, because I did really like forest, and same thing with rune as well. But I maybe played these more in like unranked matches before I started getting into ranked. And then blood was fun too. But yeah, it's like these 3 were definitely my big favorites. And out of them, actually, let me kind of go through and show you guys all the leaders that I collected over the years. Because like for Forestcraft here, Cassiopeia was like my very first leader card. And she's still probably one of my most favorite leader cards I've gotten out of Forestcraft. Because her voice lines are just so good. If I change, does she say something?
Simply intoxicating. I meant me.
Yeah, it's like she's great. She was so self-centered. It was, her voice lines were so fun to use in game. Yes, yeah. They do track what element or which decks and stuff you won as, and I believe this stuff will transfer over when you because you can link the games up. Now, the only interesting thing is going to be is that Shadowcraft and Bloodcraft are being merged into one craft called Abysscraft in Worlds Beyond. So I think they're just going to merge these 2 stats together. But I'm very curious to see what they do there. But yeah, so like Cassiopeia was the one I always used. But like Arya was very cool. I think this was the guy you got for free if you spent a little bit of gold on him. Same thing with this one too. But Arya was all about like fairies and stuff. So she was cool. I liked her shadow version more. Oh, that's right. I forgot I got Lodica. Lodica was a very cool leader. She's very important for the story. And her leader card is really funny. Because, let me go ahead and show that to you guys. It's a legendary. I want to say she's like a 3 cost, but there she is. Yep, here it is. It's her like wedding dress sort of like outfit. I mean, maybe it's not quite a wedding dress, but it is a very like, wedding. It's a white dress and everything. So, and I always thought that was hilarious that was her like leader card art. And in fact, in the physical TCG, I believe you can also get this version of her too. So that's very cool. But yeah, but even so, despite her having a very big importance in the story, she still wasn't my favorite Forestcraft. It would still definitely be Cassiopeia. Oh, this was from the anime as well. So they brought her into the game. This guy's just a giant dog. But yeah, let's go back to Cassiopeia here.
Simply intoxicating. I meant me.
And then this one over here. So for the longest time, I didn't have any alternate like leaders for Swordcraft. I was only stuck with like her and I guess technically this guy, but I didn't really want to use him. But it's like I got this guy from the battle pass. Oh, right. And we just now unlocked this one. But this is a special one that you got. I think it was during New Year's. They decided to do these special leaders for Sword and Dragoncraft that were only available during like the New Year's and stuff. And you had to pull and you had to get super lucky in order to get this. And I got her. I don't believe I ever got the Dragoncraft one. Let me just double check real quick before I head over. No, I didn't. But yeah, so it's like I did get the Dragoncraft one, but I did get this one, which is very nice. And then of course we did just unlock her.
Let's see some of that terror.
Which I loved using her card in the game, so I'm glad we did pick her up. Albert is going to be He's going to be in the game. I don't think he's going to be a leader, though. But in Grand Blue Fantasy, this guy's always very strong, too. So I think we'll keep up with this one.
Celebrate a new dawn's bloom.
And then we got Runecraft here. So this card was very cool because it was like super strong, but you needed to summon. Like, I think in order to play it, you had to play one card of every cost up to like 10. And then she would special summon herself from the deck onto the battlefield. So you had to play a 1 cost, a 2 cost, a 3 cost, a 4 cost, a 5 cost, a 6 cost, and so on. And she was very cool. Oh, no. So this one wasn't a fake collab, although I'm pretty sure they did do a fake collab. Do I have any fake cards? It's a good question. I know I have Code Geass cards. Do they have a way in which I could sort based off of... They have promos. Ah, here we go. Yeah, I do have a fake card. Here we go. Oh, the other dude for Swordcraft. Hang on. Let me see. Oh, no. So that wasn't Gilgamesh. I think you're talking about over here. Yeah, this guy, right? This was the one you were talking about? Like, he was a guy from Rage of Bahamut, which was their... I think it was their TCG before Shadowverse. So, like, Cygames had... I think it was Rage of Bahamut first. And then they shut Rage of Bahamut to create Shadowverse. And now they're kind of closing down Shadowverse to create Shadowverse Worlds Beyond. So it's interesting. They've gone through multiple iterations, but I feel like this is probably their best that they've done. Yeah, Code Geass. So let me see. Let's go through the promos and see. I definitely don't have all of them. But this would have been from their Cinderella. Like, Cygames has like a... What's their... It's like the Cinderella something. I forget what it's called. But yeah, here's some of the Code Geass cards here. Oh, is this Sanrio? No, what is this? I know this character, but I've seen it. I just don't know what it belongs to. This is from their Love Live, I believe. Yeah, check it. Yeah. Okay, this was just a battle pass. So it was hilarious because this card right here. Actually, so I'm going to get rid of the promos real quick, and we're going to look at... It's a bronze card, neutral, 2 cost. This thing. So what they started doing when they released the battle pass is that they started releasing alternate art versions of previous cards. However, their alternate art versions were always just the female version of the cards, which I thought was hilarious. So like this guy was the one that came out first, and then they had a battle pass special art version of this one, which I thought was hilarious. And they did that for a bunch of other cards too. But okay, so let's go back to promos here. Oh, get rid of that. So yeah, we got some of that there. Let's see what else. Yeah, so Code Geass, man, let me take a look. Cygames. Let me take a look at all their lists of stuff again. So Idolmaster. Idolmaster Cinderella Girls is where I believe... I don't know if it was that one. But I know that... I'm pretty sure that's where this one comes from. And actually, that probably is where the other one comes from as well. Then what else do they have? Yeah, Idolmaster is the... Idolmaster... I'm sure they had some Princess Connect stuff. Did I just not collect any Princess Connect? Oh, you know what it is? Is it still... It's still on bronze. There we go. No wonder. I felt like I had a couple more promos here and there. Yes, yes. Yeah, that's how it's pronounced and stuff. Ooh. That was some cool art. Yeah, and this was another one that they had the gender swap of a previous card. Ooh, this saber art looks very cool. And yeah, they had other leaders and stuff too for them. And I know that they had, well, they had Princess Connectors. We saw that in the leaders over here that you can still buy from the shop. Which Princess Connect is another side games that they had. And they did have Umu Musune as well. They didn't have, it's interesting because the physical card game has Umu Musune cards, but they never brought that over to the digital format. So I wonder if they'll do that for Worlds Beyond or not. Because the Umu Musune cards are pretty cool. Same thing with Idolmaster. They have Idolmaster cards as well. So those are very cool. Yeah, here we go. Princess Connect. So yeah, they have a... Shadowverse did a bunch of cool collabs and everything. So hopefully we get to do some more. Talked about how Magic can't bring Spider-Man maybe... So like they do have an issue with not bringing, so like for instance those promo cards and stuff that I had for Code Geass and Fate, they also had leaders and stuff for them too, and I'm almost positive that it's because of licensing that they can't transfer that stuff over. So like even though I'll be able to get like let's say a poster for this character right here, I won't be able to get that for any of the collab stuff because I'm almost positive because of licensing. But I'm sure that once Worlds Beyond comes out, they will probably set up some new licensing stuff to allow you to get that stuff again. But they probably had to re-sign new deals and everything. But yeah, so that was Swordcraft. Then Runecraft. Honestly, Daria over here, I'm very...
This is my favorite part.
I like her a lot as well. And I believe she's also going to be a leader in Worlds Beyond as well. Yes, she is. She is. Let me go ahead and open that up real quick.
It's your girl, Daria.
Which I think is going to be cool because Daria is very iconic for Shadowverse. Look at that. Look at this loading screen here. Like that looks so cool. With the live 2D animations.
No way. Fly free.
Bum, bum, bum. And then this art looks very cool for that card as well.
Check out this dimension.
And then the cosplay stuff is just going to be hilarious. Like, I'm looking forward to just seeing people run around as their favorite characters. Like, I think it's going to be very cool. Yeah, so Daria was always a classic. I did like using her. And then, but Greya over here. Greya has always been my favorite. Because I got her in Grand Blue Fantasy. In fact, I think in Grand Blue Fantasy, I got her summer version first. And her summer version was just so OP and so fun. Like, that I ended up just, like she became one of my favorite characters. And I love her story with her and, like, Anna. Which is also another leader that you can get. But so, for the longest time, I used Greya. And then I did kind of switch over. Tetra was super important to the story as well. I don't know who this guy is. But I did these two cards. I had so much fun with the game itself that I usually bounce back and forth between these two once I got them. And then this one you got for free if you just spent a little bit of gold. So you know what? We'll go with Daria over here. Then Dragon. Dragon, I have a lot of really good leaders. Thrio is from Grand Blue Fantasy. And I loved using her because her voice lines and stuff were great. But like Forte is a very iconic one. Actually, Arya is a very iconic one over here. Because she started off as like a bronze card. Then she got a silver card, and then she got a gold card, and then she eventually got a legendary card that was just so good. And it was just very cool to see her like progress as she slowly got stronger and stronger throughout like the different sets and everything. So it was very cool to see her coming through. And then this one was just a very OP card. And then this guy was kind of hilarious because he's just a giant dragon. And his voice lines are just roaring. And then the Phoenix was cool. However, I like this one a lot. But really, I like more the background art that we get here for her. Her voice lines I wasn't a huge fan of, so that's why I usually did always stick with the 3-0. In fact, you can even see my flare is that a 3-0 as well.
You can count on me in a fight.
And then Shadowcraft. Let's see. I used this one forever because this guy had a very unique like border and everything that came with him. But for a while, I did also use this one, who's really important to the story. I always forget how to pronounce her name, though. But she was very important to the story, and for the longest time was my only Shadowcraft leader. Besides this guy, Mr. Skeleton's over here. Ooh, I don't know what... That's actually a really cool voice line. I don't know why I had never used him. But I think once I got him, I ended up using him over everybody else.
Love always wins.
Although, if I could have gotten that ghost girl, I would have definitely used her because she was super overpowered. Like, her card was so much fun. Then Bloodcraft. Oh, yeah, this one. So, I loved using... wait, how do I say... Is it Kadia? I loved using Kadia over here because she had some very unique voice lines and special, like, borders and stuff. And she's a vampire. She's a vampire and she loves doing like summoning bats and everything, which is super fun. Oop, hello there, Shiro. Thank you for stopping by. Yeah. Yeah, Worlds Beyond, I don't think it's out right now. I think it should be coming out in a couple of hours. I don't think I'm going to stay up that late to try to, play it once it's on release. Because I do need to like link everything up and kind of go through a couple of stuff here. But I definitely am gonna... I so want to play it tomorrow. I really wish... Like, it's unfortunate because tomorrow is it's a very busy work day. So I can't like take the day off. Because I was definitely thinking about taking the day off to go ahead and play it. But unfortunately, I do need to be in the office tomorrow. So most I'll be able to do is just link everything up and get everything prepared for tomorrow's stream. But I'm so excited. So excited. Oh, I will be creating a guild as well, Shiro, so I'll be probably trying to invite everyone to get into that guild and stuff, so that'll be a lot of fun. Oh, and we recently just got this one too. Medusa was always very fun as well. Ooh, avatar switch. Okay. Hang on a second. I will be right back. I really need to come up with a macro for this stuff to do the switch really easily. Because I did end up getting a stream deck, but I still have not set it up. So I bet if I stop being lazy and hook up my stream deck, I could probably come up with a macro real quick to swap avatars. Yeah, so Medusa was always very fun. And Shira, I believe you said that you wanted to play Abysscraft, right? Which Abysscraft was always a combination of... Or Abysscraft is going to be a combination of Shadow and Bloodcraft here. And it looks like a very fun set or deck to play, so... Although, ooh. And Bloodcraft does also give us a special leader too. In fact, let me go ahead and show you, because you can end up getting... I think it's Cerberus. Yeah, you can get Cerberus over here.
Well, what are we waiting for?
If you get lucky in your pools. So you get Cerberus, which Cerberus is very funny because it's supposed to be a three-headed dog. And she has the main body, and then she has her puppet, like, little dogs over here that help her out, which is very funny. So how does it... So when it comes to pulls, what ends up happening... Actually, let me... I think if I go a little bit later into the video... Oh, here we go. So what will end up happening is when you go to do pulls, you'll get... you have a chance of getting tickets. And if I go and open up here... Right now, I believe there's 4 leader tickets. Yeah, so there's one for Blood... or Abysscraft, Portalcraft, Runecraft, and looks like Swordcraft as well. 1, 2, 3, 4. There may be a couple more that they just haven't released yet, but there'll be leader tickets that you can get when pulling in a specific pack. And when you get those tickets, you can use them to exchange for one of 3 items for that leader. So the first one over here is the leader itself. So it'll get you the leader, let's see, leader that you can use in game, along with some card sleeves, an emblem, and a title. And of course, if here, let me go back so you can actually see what it looks like in game and stuff. Yeah, so you get all these animations along with this special, like, card sleeves and everything. And then the second one that you get is... Yep, it's a special card style and background or, like, home screen that you can use for the game. And this home screen is interactive from what I've heard. And the card style itself is just a different artwork, but it looks very cool. And then the last thing that you can pick up is a special, like, custom avatar stuff that can let you look like the leader that you got. Right. So when you get one, it's just a generic ticket that you can exchange for either one. Yeah, either one of these 3 things over here. So... And then once you obtain all 3 of these things, that leader ticket will no longer show up in your card pool. And instead what will happen is that it'll redistribute that rate for that card to the other leaders that you don't have. And so let me also pull up. If we go over to the live stream, let me... Yeah. So what they also have as well is a point system for the... game. So like every card pack that you open up gets you 1 card pack. And when you... Oh, I should also mention it gets you 1 card pack that you can then use to exchange for a couple of different rewards. The first thing that you can only get from card pack rewards are these special full art animations, which... Do they have good gameplay of it? Yeah, like right here. Like, let's see if it can fast forward just a little bit. So as you can see here, these things will have like special, like full art animations as they're like in your hand or on the field and everything. And these things you can only get by redeeming card pack points. And what you can do with those card pack points is... At 250, you can choose to get a random chest that'll give you either one of the random full arts or one of the leaders that you have not obtained. And you can do that at 250, or if you've already picked up a lucky chest, then you can do it at 200. Or you can save up to 350 to just specifically pick the thing that you want. Or 300 after you've already done it once. So I think what the gameplay might be is this, you know, kind of hold your points until you at least get to this 350 and then pick up one of the full art stuff, because ideally you might be able to get one of the leader cards just from randomly pulling. But we'll kind of have to wait and see how it kind of ends up working and everything. Oh, yep. Well, with your gotcha luck, Astro, like you probably will end up picking it. Like you will end up getting the card, no problem. And then let's see. So that was Bloodcraft, which it's very interesting that they're merging these two together, but thematically they do kind of match. So I completely understand it. Oh, hello there, hero. Thank you for stopping by. There are different ones, right? Yes. So for the leaders, let me go back real quick to the YouTube. Oh wait, did I not have the YouTube? Wait, did I not have the YouTube video up before? Were you guys not able to see it? Hold up. Oh my god, I feel so stupid. I was showing you the YouTube videos and then I wasn't. Oh, hang on. No, I think I did have it. Oh, there we go. Hang on, where's my mouse? There it is. Gotcha. So, yeah, if I go back over here, I think the leaders that they have announced are... Yeah, so there's Cerberus for Abysscraft, Orochid for Portalcraft, Daria for Runecraft, and then Albert for Swordcraft. So those are the only four at the moment. We'll have to see if they announce any others, but I feel like since it's so close, that'll be it for the base set, and then they'll probably add in some more once the newer sets come out. Oh, okay, you did see the video before. Good. I think the game will actually be very free-to-play friendly. It's just going to be like getting all the cosmetics and stuff you may not be able to do, but you know, they're cosmetics, so I don't think that's too big of an issue. But I think actually obtaining cards to be able to play the game and everything, I think you will be able to do that. Because even like the original Shadowverse was very free-to-play friendly in that sense as well. Like, if you look over here, like it was very easy if you play the game consistently to get so much like vials to just be able to craft whatever stuff you want. So I feel like Worlds Beyond will be the same way. And especially considering the fact that they're giving us a free card pack every single day as well, I think it'll only make it easier. Do you need to do anything special to get them? To get what, Shiro? Are you talking about the leader cards or the just the free card packs? And then let me go ahead and to get Cerberus. So to get Cerberus, it's like it's whenever you open up a pack, you'll get a random, like you have a chance of getting a Cerberus like ticket from that pack that you can then use to exchange for one of those 3 different sets that were in the video. So it's kind of like getting like a legendary card in a pack or something, right? Just a little bit higher rarity is all. And that's fine, I think. Right, because they're giving it to you for free, so I don't have too much of a problem with that. So let's see. With the leaders for Havencraft. Oh, I did always use... This one was always really good. I love this like leader, and her card art was also as good as well. Yes, exactly. So you open up a pack and you get a chance at a ticket. And it will be kind of random on which one you get. But once you obtain all 3 of those sets for that leader, that ticket will no longer show up in your card pool. And instead it'll boost the chance of getting some of the other leader cards that you have or haven't gotten yet. So I think that's very cool. But yeah, Havencraft, it's like this was a deck style that I was never a huge fan of. There were a couple of times where Haven had some very interesting playstyles that I enjoyed, but Haven itself was all about kind of control and healing and everything, which Not quite my thing, but But I think I might give it a try in the new Shadowverse just to see. Oh. All right. Well, have a good night, Shiro. Sleep well. And then tomorrow, I hope you end up enjoying Worlds Beyond. Yes, yes. Oh, definitely. I do want to try. That'll be really fun to play against some people tomorrow. So I'll have to try to come up with a deck as quickly as I can. I'll have to see. I'm very curious how the progression is going to go. Because the story also looks really cool. And I love how the story is fully voiced as well. So that's going to be so much fun. Yes, yes. It is in a couple of hours. I don't think I'm going to stay up to like kind of go and play it live on stream. Mainly because like I need to kind of set a bunch of stuff up. Oh, and hello there, scientists. Or wait, Nico. Wait, is it Nico? But welcome, Nico. Thank you for the follow. But yeah, it's like, I don't know if I'm going to stay up because I need to like connect the older Shadowverse game to it, along with connecting like my Cygames ID and a bunch of other stuff too. So it's like, I think I'll probably do that on my own, like tomorrow, and then get everything set up so that way we can stream. I'll do some card pack openings. We'll try to create some decks, do some matches against people, explore the open world. Like, I think it's going to be really cool. Oh, hello there, Hype, as well. Thank you for stopping by. Yes, yes. Yeah, so Shadowverse is a card game over here. Right now, this is the old version that will... It's not going to be closing down, but the newer one opens up in a couple of hours here, which, like I said, I'm not going to say I have to go ahead and play it live, but I did want to kind of go through, spend all of my resources, because some of the stuff from this game will transfer over into cosmetic rewards and stuff for the newer one. So we were able to kind of spend all of our currency. I still have 60 left over, which kind of stinks for the gold, but that's okay. But we were able to get some nice... ooh, actually here, let me go back. Not showing through all the cards, but we were able to get some good leaders here, which I believe will transfer into some posters in the new game tomorrow. So we got this one over here.
Let's see some of that terror.
Which the voice lines in this game are great. It is. Okay. So fun fact, Hype. Shadowverse is created by Cygames, and they have a bunch of collabs with Grand Blue Fantasy. In fact, I don't know if you ever remember the Eternals for Grand Blue, but this is one of the Eternals here. And they even have like several leaders that you could get as well. So like if I go over here, let me go down. Yeah, as you can see, they have the Umu Musune as well, because that's also a Cygames property. Yeah, but you see they have all the like Eternals over here that you could have gotten. I think there's a couple... They had a couple of card sets itself that were based around Grand Blue Fantasy. Yeah, here's a... I think if you've played the fighting game, you've probably seen most of these characters. You maybe have not seen her or Sylvia. But I think these other ones you probably have seen in the fighting game. Cagliostro is probably one of my more favorite like Grand Blue characters. Yeah, I was surprised they do have the Street Fighter collab. I don't think this collab is ever going to transfer over, but we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, it's like they've done a lot of collabs. In fact, I think I was showing off before, but they've even done collabs with like Fate and Code Geass, as well with like Hatsune Miku and everything. Although surprisingly, I don't think I had any of the cards for Hatsune Miku. But as you can see here, they have like some Fate stuff here with Saber. This is Idol Master, which is another game that Cygames has. I forget. Hang on, somebody. I forget this guy's name. It starts with the CH or something, but they had one with him and some other Sanrio characters as well. Although it looks like I didn't really unlock them too much. Here's some of the Code Geass stuff. But yeah, it's like they've done a lot of collabs over the years. And what I love too is that I was showing off before, like this guy. So this is a alternate art for one of the characters that they had previously. And they started doing this thing with the battle pass where they just started doing female versions of all of their older characters, which I thought was hilarious. Yeah, like even this guy too was a male character that they turned. And then yeah, they had some more Grand Blue as well. So they've done some very cool collabs. I know there was also like Hatsune Miku and stuff as well, but those may have only been leaders. And I think there was also Spy Family, if I'm remembering correctly. Which I'm surprised I don't have any Spy Family stuff, but maybe that was also leaders as well. What else? I'm sure they've probably done a bunch of stuff. And I'm curious to see what they'll do for collabs and stuff with the new game and everything. Give us a little bit to enjoy the new game first before they go out and do a bunch of collabs, but I'm looking forward to it. And as you can see here, this is my battle record before transferring over. Have a bunch of Dragoncraft wins under my belt, which is probably the deck I'm going to be playing once Worlds Beyond comes out. Because I've always been huge into Dragoncraft, which is all about summoning these really big, powerful cards out onto the field, like, and doing it like earlier before anybody else, which is always like super fun. And then I did play a good amount of like Swordcraft as a good like aggro deck, which is summoning out a bunch of minions. Shadowcraft as well. You also had a bunch of stuff kind of going on there. And then I feel like I did do a good amount of Forest and Rune. And I mean, 69 for both of them is more than nothing, but I feel like it should have been higher. And so I wonder, especially Runecraft, I feel like I played Runecraft a lot early on probably before I even started doing ranked mode, so that's probably why. But yeah, it's like I'm so looking forward to Worlds Beyond. Let's see, is there anything else? Oh, wait, we were talking about Havencraft over here. So I think I kind of went through all of these. And then Portalcraft was the last one, which, as you can see right here, I didn't play like any Portalcraft. But this one was always really cool because she was an idol that had some very hilarious voice lines. Although I think Spinra over here was probably my first leader card.
Commencing hostilities.
And I think her card was very good, or at least very popular, because I remember going against it a lot. And then this idol was hilarious. Like, let's see what her voice line is here.
Get ready, world, 'cause I'm about to shake things up.
She's just very, very loud and obnoxious, but in a fun way. Like, and then everyone really did end up liking this card a lot too.
Boosters a go-go.
I think she was pretty strong as well. And then this was like one of the main villains in the first arc, where he was a guy that kind of, as you can see, kind of turning his body into full like technology and everything here.
I will fill this world with knowledge, damn it.
Oh, the curse there at the end. Okay. She was also wait, how did I get this card?
Offer up thy woes.
Because this was also like the main, like, I say like this guy was a villain for one arc. This was the main villain for like the whole entire arc of Shadowverse. So I wonder how I got that card. I feel like you got it just for gameplay somehow. I don't remember.
Get ready, world.
And as I said, I didn't go through all the story either, which is the one thing I do regret about this game, is not going in and doing like finishing up the story before Worlds Beyond comes out. But this game's not disappearing, so I can always come back and do it at a later point. But yeah, there's still, I did the machine part of this, but we still got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different story arcs to kind of get through. And I was always very relaxed on it. I'm hoping with Worlds Beyond I can keep up with this story as it's coming out and not run into that problem. But we'll see. I always like to make promises like that, and then They seem to kind of escape you when you least expect it. So let's see. I don't know if there's anything else that I really kind of wanted to go off. I did just kind of want to do kind of a quick stream, kind of having one last stream of Shadowverse, because I did quite a lot of Shadowverse when I was first starting off, and then I kind of got bored a little bit and kind of took a little bit of a break from TCGs for a while. But I'm so excited to get back into it, because I even did some like online tournaments and stuff here, and I'm hoping that with the new Shadowverse, like Worlds Beyond and everything, and how they're doing their tournament stuff, I might be able to stream some tournaments and everything as well. I didn't do very well in those tournaments though, so don't expect anything spectacular. I think I maybe, only got like a couple of wins or something out of it. And so I didn't make it very far, but they were always very fun to play. And I'm very curious to see how they're going to do it too. Because before you needed to have 3 different decks in order to compete. But I think this time they said that you're only needing 2. You only need 2 decks and a ban of 1. So it'll be interesting to see what people kind of come up with. But yeah. So let's see. Any last things I want to kind of go over? Oh, they did have some of these special like alternate art cards as well within the sets, which I wonder if they'll bring that back as well. Let me kind of show off, because like I said, Dragon was my favorite. So let me kind of go through, and I can just point off any memorable cards that I really enjoyed throughout this set. All throughout my history here. So honestly, this guy right here, I remember using him quite a lot, because he had this nice effect of dealing 1 damage to a follower and then drawing a card for only 1. Very good. Very easy draw. I remember using him a lot in a lot of different decks. Let's see. Ooh, this guy was kind of fun when you started doing... because what was his last word? He was part of a special, like, Condemned deck. Actually, wait. I remember Condemned a lot. This guy may not have been using it. I may have just really liked this guy's card artwork. But, like, the soccer cards, these cards were cool because these were all about, like, buffing your hand and everything. And as you can see, if this card had at least 3 defense, you got to evolve it for free, which was very cool because it had Storm and everything, so it could attack the face. Any other... Yes, here we go. This is one of the leader cards I was talking about. So this is her gold version. I believe she also has... In fact, let me just type it out. She should have a bronze... Yeah, she has a bronze version as well. So this was the card that everyone knew originally, and she was very good for giving you guys an extra play point at only 3. And then they liked her so much that they gave her this gold version next, which is good because it like a 2-cost card, but you had to evolve it to get the play points, but still very good. And then they gave her this legendary leader card here. Well, the legendary card and then the leader card came afterwards, which is cool because she still gave the play point, but then she also got to summon this giant dragon to help her out, which was very fun. So I just always thought that was kind of cool that you saw this character like early on in her...
Can't keep relying on you, Dragon.
And her voice lines were always like kind of meek and everything.
Dragon.
But then it's like when you got into her legendary form...
Strength, kindness, we've got it all.
And then let me see.
Do this together, Mr. Dragon.
Yeah, it's like the Mr. Dragon line was always a thing that everyone like really liked. And I think it was that one voice line that got her to go into all of these different cards here. So I always thought that was cool. It's the little things that people end up like connecting to, right? That always kind of takes cards like really far. She was always very... Like, this card was very popular, and I believe also became a leader as well through one of the battle passes. I was never a huge fan of the card itself, but it had its uses. Let's see. Yeah, this was another leader card that I showed off here. Very fun to play with. This was, honestly, this should have been a leader. because she was so much fun. Because she was with like a buff dragon sort of deck where she would, yeah, it's like when you evolve, she would buff all your cards. She had Storm, so she could go to face right off the bat. Like, she was very fun, and her voice lines were cool too.
This thing's more vicious than a nine-headed dragon.
Yeah.
Ooh-wee, this wasteland's a fixer-upper.
Like, the accent's what carries it over there.
This is pure craftsmanship.
I don't remember the echo though. The echo is interesting because I don't remember that. But I may not have been wearing my headset at the time to be able to notice that.
Well, on to the next project.
And then, oh, this mermaid. This mermaid was so good for Buff Dragon. Like, I used it so much.
Let me define tomorrow's water pressure. Beware tomorrow's currents. Beware tomorrow's currents.
But yeah, it's like, this card was so good. I used this card a lot with Buff Dragon. Honestly, she's another card that probably should have gotten a leader. In my opinion. If it was up to me, I would have given her a leader card. Let's see. Anything else that kind of stands out? Well, we're still only in the 2-cost cards. That's interesting. But Dragon's Oracle. This card is such a... This was a standard card for Dragon. Like, and you got to use it with whatever set came out. It never recycled. And it was so good for just being 2 play points, gives you an extra play point. Well, it gives you an empty play point that you could then use to power yourself through. And I think this is still in the game for Worlds Beyond, but they've nerfed it a little bit because I think it's at 3 costs instead of 2 costs. So it's going to be interesting seeing how this will play out. But I always use this alternate art of her with Zoe and everything. That was my preferred there. See, man, so many cards here. I think this was also a Grand Blue card as well. Yeah, because she was like a monk character from Grand Blue. She's gotten very, like a lot of different versions over the years. In Grand Blue Fantasy, not in this game, but... So that was very cool to see her. Ooh. Okay, here's a different... Oh, the long... You see, I loved it in Shadowverse when they would actually have different artwork for the evolved version. Because, like, for sometimes they would just do, like, kind of this lazy thing of... Okay, hang on. Yeah, where it's like, it's the same thing, but it's just, like, kind of flipped over on the opposite side. So it's like... Yeah, or with, like, slightly different color schemes, but it's, like, it's nothing too crazy. But, like, this one here, where it's like, yeah, they do kind of just alternate it, but the fact that they give her long hair was very cool. And I hope they have more unique, like, evolutions and stuff like that in Worlds Beyond. They may not, because they may just wanted to get the game out first, so they may have just been focusing on that instead of getting a bunch of new artwork and stuff out. This one, I do believe, became a leader with the Battle Pass. Yeah, look at that artwork. Very cool. This one was also a very good card for Natra. Yeah, you see, this is a perfect example where it's like, it's the exact same thing, just the background's different. Crystal Dragon. It's like, man, there's so many cards that it's like, ah, man, I remember seeing these cards, but then I never really used a lot of them. Which is the unfortunate thing. But, oh, I'm so looking forward to Shadowverse as well, because they're going to have a better, like, collectible version of this, where it's like, you're going to be able to better see your collection, whereas, like, this, I'm just kind of going through page by page, but it looks so good. Actually, wait. Hang on, let me open up YouTube real quick. YouTube, where are you? And show off the live stream for a second. Oh, where's my mouse? There it is. Because, like, they showed off this interesting... I think it was kind of later. If there's just some new cards. Yeah, here it is. Look at this. like it'll show you for like a set. It's like the compendium and everything. So you'll be able to see like all the cards that you haven't collected. You'll get like rewards for collecting, different, all these different cards and everything. As long as there maybe be like achievements for collecting some of them too. Oh, whoops. Thought I had it paused. But man, this looks so cool. I can't wait to get this. Because like that's what I've wanted. Because it's such a hassle going through and searching for old cards and everything. But that makes it look so much better. So I think it's going to be amazing. And then, oh, this guy. Dude, this guy was so good early on. Like for a very long time in Dragoncraft. Because he had this evolve effect where he would destroy all followers or all enemy followers with less than 3 defense. And then I think he also did he give you an extra play point too? Oh no, he gave you the effect if your play point orbs can't be lost, which is very good for certain effects as well. So like this guy was strong for a long time. I'm honestly surprised that he never got a leader with how good he was. But honestly, people probably wanted more of the waifu cards than him. But let's see. Oh, this I really loved her, and she did end up getting a leader, which I got here. But she was just a fun card to play with. Did damage to everyone, and every time she got hurt, she dealt damage to other people as well. So very cool. Oh, that's right. And once that they actually combined her with the Frost Girl, which is very cool. Oh wait, no, that was the alternate art for her. I forgot about that. Yeah, this guy was very cool, very good for buff dragon because you would buff him up and then he'd be able to do a lot of damage once you just summoned him out in the field. Yeah, he just would instantly do 7 defense to the leader. And I think he also got, did he get Storm? No, but he just did 7 defense. So it's like you play him out in the field. He does 7 defense or 7 damage to the leader, and he's got this huge raw defense that the enemy has to get through. A lot of fun. Yep, we already talked about Arya over here, which I really hope that they bring back Arya because she's such a classic. They really should. The whale, this whale card was so hilarious because essentially what this was is that when you played him and he died, I believe. Yeah, so when you played this card on the field and he would leave the battlefield either through dying or through other means, he would put a copy of himself into your deck that only costs 1 play point. And yeah, you put 4 of them into your deck that only costs 1 play point. And when you played him, he would do 2 damage to the leader. And he has ward and everything. So there were some interesting decks with like drawing and everything where people would play this guy out. They would get the extra copies into their deck. Then they would draw a bunch of cards and then be able to play this guy and just eventually whittle down their opponent with how much like just ping damage he would end up doing. It was very fun. Well, I would say, how should I put it? I never played with it because I could never get it to quite work. But I saw other people do it. And I'm assuming they had a lot of fun because I was really pissed off whenever it happened to me. Because it wasn't always a fun deck to play against. But it was very cool to see. And then this guy was also another one for Buff Dragon as well. Very cool because like when you buffed him up and he got to attack, he dealt damage based off of his defense, I believe. Oh no. So if you got him to 7 defense, he would do an extra 5 damage to the enemy leader and everything. So he was just very cool. I think he actually got a leader card as well. Let's see. This is like Forte's gotten a bunch of cards over the sets, and I believe she actually has a card in Worlds Beyond as well. So that's going to be super fun to see. Dragon Empress Ototome. I feel like, is this one of the cards that was... What set was this card from? Ultrasphere. Okay. So Ototome, I feel like, was a card from a different class. In fact, let me see. because Ultra Sphere was a very interesting set where they took cards from previous or that were from different classes and they gave them to other classes. So if I go to Otatome and I get rid of Dragon, yeah, right here. She was a Swordcraft card. Yeah. I was right about that. So she was a Swordcraft card, and then they gave her over to Dragon, which was very cool, because, like, essentially she was a Swordcraft card that summoned other followers and everything, and then they gave her to Dragon to allow her to summon all this stuff over here, which was, it was very cool. Like, that set was interesting, because they were like, you know all these cards from all the different stuff, but let's see what they're like if you were to put them into a different class and everything. So that was very cool. I hope they do something like that again with Worlds Beyond, but you kind of have to, it's not a set that you do right away. You have to build everything up first, and then you can go and do that. Oh yeah, but this was a fun card for Condemned as well, because Condemned was a special like trait that they had. And this was like, if you played a Condemned card during your previous turn, this card gains Storm and Drain, and it can also just ignore Ward, which is very good because if you evolved it, it had 10 play points, and you could just go straight to face with this. It was very fun. A little bit hard to get off because you needed to have a lot of things kind of aligned, but very cool to play with. This card I just remember being very strong because it just, it was a big debuff on all the enemy like followers and stuff, and just restored your defense. So it was just a very good like stall card. A lot of fun. I don't remember playing too much with this card, even though I do have the leader card for it. Mainly because it was Discard Dragon, which I wasn't a huge fan of. This guy. Dude, this guy was so good at 9. Like, I loved him so much because he had this effect where... So as you can see right here, whenever he deals damage, or actually not whenever he deals damage, whenever he goes to attack, and I think Strike is like whenever he goes to attack an enemy follower, he would deal his attack to the enemy leader as well. So as long as the opponent had something else out onto the field, and you played this guy... If you evolved him, you get him to 10, so you deal half of your opponent's health in one go. But you could also like buff him up in your hand or through other means as well. Like I think there was a one, since he's 9, I believe there was a 1 play point. Yeah, I want to say there was a 1 play point cost card that also buffed him by a certain amount as well. So he was just so much fun. Like, because the enemy would be like, oh, look at this. I'm in a good spot. I've got ward minions. I'm safe. You may have brought me down a little bit, but I'm still fine. And then you play this guy out. He attacks the enemy and then does that damage straight to face. Oh, it was so good. Let's see. Some of the 10 cost cards. Dude, this whale. I remember this whale was so much fun. So what was it? It was at the end of your turn. If you had 10 play points, you subtracted 10 play points from this guy's cost. And then when you played him out into the field, he did like -X based on how many play points you had. So he was just such a good board wipe, just a big threatening field. And then there were certain ways that you could give this guy Storm as well. I think it was like some gold cards that were in the past. I don't know if I'll be able to find them off the top of my head, because I want to say that they were gold and they were probably spell cards. Was it this one? Gone Fishing? Transmute? No, I don't think it was this. Dragon's Call, right here. No. Okay, that's to get the card into your hand. Yeah, I'm trying to remember all this stuff. Give me a second. Because he put a random card in your hand. Overflow randomly put. I'm almost positive there was something very similar to that. Oh, hey, there was an alternate version of that. That also... Here it is. This is the card. Right, so you reveal a random Dragoncraft follower from your deck and put that card into your hand. Deal X damage to the enemy followers. Yeah, you deal X damage to the enemy follower, and then if X is between, because X is equal to the original cost. So then if the original cost of the card was between 7 and 9, give it Rush, and if it was 10 or higher, you give it Storm. So the idea was, I believe you played like a neutral Dragoncraft deck with the only Dragoncraft card being, where was it? That card I just showed off there. Oh, and now here, I'll do this. That way we can get back to it a little bit quicker. Yeah, but with the only Dragoncraft caller being the whale. So that way that card would only ever fetch the whale. It would give it Storm, and then you could reduce its cost down to 0, and then it's a 13. It's a 13/13 with Storm that could go straight to face. It was a little copium to get it all to work and line up, but when it did, it was a lot of fun. And I think, honestly, that's probably the reason why I like Dragoncraft the most. Is because even though Dragoncraft maybe wasn't always the best consistent, or it had consistent decks, but it wasn't always the most fun decks. But the most fun is just being able to summon out these big guys, just going straight to face, destroying things. Like, oh, it was so much fun. So much fun. So I am looking forward. I haven't looked too much into what cards exactly are coming out, even though I believe that they have shown off all of the cards that will be in the first set. Because I kind of want to save it for tomorrow and keep it a surprise, right? Figure out what we want to build right off the bat. So I think for now, because I've kind of gone through everything, I'm going to end it here, and I'm going to try to prepare and get everything ready for tomorrow. Because Shadowverse Worlds Beyond, I am going to be... I'm so excited. We're going to be playing that tomorrow. We're going to be doing it at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Or what would that be? I think that would be 5 p.m. PST. So we'll be doing that tomorrow. And then I don't have anything else planned at the moment for the rest of the week, but I might do some more stuff on Thursday and Friday. I don't know if it'll be more Shadowverse or if it will be some other stuff, because I do want to do Rune Factory, as well as another game called, was it Blueprints, which is an interesting like puzzle roguelike game that I've seen a lot of people play. It looks like a lot of fun, but it's also a roguelike, which I have very mixed opinions on roguelikes. Like, I really liked Hades, but for the most part, they can be kind of hit or miss for me. So I'll have to look and see, but I do want to give the game a try. So those are some of the games I do want to play. I'll try setting them up to be like Thursday through Saturday, but nothing set in stone at the moment. Also, I shouldn't forget, Thursday I have off because it's what, Juneteenth? Which I always forget that that's a holiday nowadays. So I have that off, and then I might take Friday off too. So maybe, yeah. You know what? I think I'll probably definitely do some streams on Thursday and Friday. And then if I'm still feeling good, maybe something on Saturday as well. So it might be a pretty busy week, but we'll see. But anyway, thank you guys for joining me as I kind of reminisce about Shadowverse before, kind of before the new one comes out. It's fun. It was fun just kind of going through everything, seeing all this stuff. I didn't realize how many wins I had, because I had over, 1,000 wins here, which feels good, because I know for the longest time I was trying to get to Master and I never quite got there. But eventually I did make it. I never did Unlimited, which is whatever. Who cares? But we did get to the Master rank for Standard mode, which I am super excited, super happy about, and I want to get Master as well when the new one comes out. Yes. Going down the old memory lane. In fact, I can guarantee you once I get my room and stuff in Shadowverse Worlds Beyond, I'm definitely just going to be hanging up all the posters that I've unlocked throughout the game. If I can hang up some posters of I don't know, since Thria was technically a collab character, but it's a collab character with Cygames. So I don't know if I'll be able to use her, but I should. I should be able to get a poster of her and some of these other characters that are like iconic Dragoncraft and honestly just iconic cards. So, especially Cassiopeia. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Very excited. And I think with that, we'll go ahead and end it for today. So again, thank you everybody for stopping by, and hope to see you all again in the sequel. Later.